Welcome to Empower. I'm glad that you're together with us today. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. In this program, we focus on people and workplace. And I would encourage you to invite others to watch with you, get to our Facebook, get to our YouTube channel, and just invite them to learn from us today. As I always say that we keep learning every day so that we can become the better of us, because it is who God created us to be. And that is why we are here today, to keep learning and learning various things. And today is a very interesting topic. You better not leave, because we are going to talk about something that all of us would want to associate with. And we're going to discuss matters in relation to wealth. You better not go far so that you can hear what we have today. And I'm not alone. I have a special guest with us. We'll introduce himself. Karibu sana. Introduce yourself to us.
Thank you. My name is John Kamau. I am a wealth and investment manager. So I basically help people look at their goals and figure out how do we then achieve these financial and investment goals. And I am very sure that we are going to discuss that in detail. Wow,
you've heard that. Wealth manager. I'm eager to learn what a wealth manager does. John,
yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now, if I want to be a wealth manager, maybe you can tell us, what did you do in school? Because I think that's something I may need to consider.
Okay, I actually have a background in economics, but I also did a professional paper in financial analysis. So combined with the understanding of the current affairs, what's happening. Yeah, so maybe that could be a good place to start. Yes.
Wow. So you did economics in the university?
Yes, that's what I studied at the University of Nairobi.
Yes.
Then, of course, I went to employment. In the course of time, I went back to school. I did financial analysis. And coupled with my passion for what's happening in the economy,
yes,
that's the path to get into wealth management. It's not even a very complicated path.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Now, you didn't start as a wealth manager. You must have started somewhere. So after campus, how did you get into the job market?
So myself, I think I chartered my own career, so to speak.
Tell us more.
Because I joined a very, very, I don't know how to call it, but a very different and difficult path.
Yes.
As a salesperson fresh from campus.
Wow.
So
what were you selling?
Insurance.
Okay.
So I went directly to start doing insurance sales. And as a fresh graduate, that was a very, very difficult place to go, because one, I don't have the networks. I have goals and I have bills that are chasing me.
Yes.
And you know, this is a job that is, you are paid on commissions. So that's why I'm saying I chartered my own path, because I would have opted to go to formal employment. But I thought, let me try a path that will pay me commensurate to my effort. So that's how I found myself doing insurance for about 3 years.
Now, this insurance you are selling for different organizations?
No. I went to do it for one organization. So I got employed there. Of course, they empowered me through training.
Yes.
I started doing the insurance sales. Definitely started with my networks. My networks are fresh graduates who cannot even afford. So you can imagine, as a fresh graduate, I am selling what I can't afford. The path was quite something else.
Yes.
But then, of course, through guidance and because I had told myself this is what I want to do, I persevered. I was there for like 3 years.
What made you get interested in insurance in the first place?
I had a mentor. And this mentor looked at me and said, John, at that time she used to be a HR of an organization. She told me, I can give you an internship and eventually get you hired here, but I know your potential. So why don't you go to something that, one, is in line with your personality, because I know you are a people's person. And number two, somewhere where you can even learn on the job, interact, learn other skills, because in sales you learn so many things. You learn how to negotiate, you learn how to be persevere, you learn how to, you even reach out so that one day if you own a business, this will not be a struggle. I took that very seriously. That's how I ended up finding myself in insurance.
For 3 years?
For 3 years.
After the 3 years, where did you move to?
After 3 years, I felt I have learned quite a lot. An opportunity came for me to get into the business world. So I went to business, I partnered with someone, we started importing things from China.
So you're not getting employment, you're going to start a business?
I actually went to start a business.
Wow, amazing. Okay.
But of course, I was not doing this alone.
Yes, yes.
I was doing this with someone who had been in business for some years.
Yes.
So he helped me, guided me, told me this is how you go about it. And I was riding on his experience. I was actually standing tall on his shoulders.
Yes.
So that's why it was easy for me to jump from employment, so to speak, to business.
Well, for how long did you do the business?
I did the business for some time. No, that specific business, we did it for some time, importing some stuff from China, clothes, belts, and a few things here and there. So I learned a lot in terms of the way you import things, the way you buy things abroad. And I discovered the world is such a small village. So that one for me came in handy in two ways.
Yes.
One, the ability to use someone's experience to start my own business, but at the same time learning end-to-end business from procurement all the way to sales.
Yes.
I got to learn a lot. From there, we transitioned to digital marketing.
Wow.
We set up a digital marketing. During that time, I went to online schools.
Okay.
I self-taught myself. I did certifications from Google and Facebook. So I became a self-taught digital marketer.
Yes.
We set up a digital marketing company. We employed people. We were doing quite well because digital marketing was a bit young.
Yes.
Then COVID did a start thing. And we were back to to zero. But, you know, God helped us. We navigated. Yeah, so then at that time I was also doing my financial analysis papers. So yeah, that's how I got back to my my line, which is wealth management.
So after the business, all that, then again you had to look for an opportunity in...
Definitely. An opportunity presented itself. And you know, I looked at it, I looked at myself.
Yes.
I saw this is something that I am passionate about.
Yes.
And that's how I got in.
Wow. Yeah. Did you join the organization as a wealth manager, or how did you join the organization, the current organization?
I actually joined as a salesperson. Then, of course, because of my experience, because of my networks, because of the many things I know. You know, when you have been a salesperson,
yes.
you know many things. You know even tips on customer experience. You know you can train people.
Yes.
You can do many things. You can manage customers. You can manage portfolios.
Yes.
So combining all that, I definitely got the opportunity to work as the actually the head of wealth management and investment.
Wow, amazing. Now tell us, what do you do as a wealth and investment manager?
So wealth sounds like something that is out of...
Utajiri, you know.
Utajiri. But this is where I want us to begin.
Yes.
Everyone is wealthy.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah, in their own way, because you either have a wealth of knowledge, you have a wealth of skills, you have there's something that you know. And in that perspective, you can actually use it to convert, you know, you can convert it into money. So I want us to start from there so that it doesn't feel like this is something that is not for me.
And you see, most of the time when wealth is mentioned, what comes to mind is
cash. Of course, that is the end product.
Yes.
But you would be surprised how many people are talented, are knowledgeable, have experience. Yes. They don't know how to monetize. They don't know how to make it make money for themselves.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, so, you know, even God would ask, what do you have?
Yes.
And he wouldn't ask you that if he has not given you something.
Nothing. Yes.
Exactly. So that's where we begin from. But of course, where I normally come in is looking at you now building your wealth from where you are, now financial wealth, because I was told by someone, going to school is one thing.
Yes.
Converting education to money is where now the rubber meets the road.
Yes.
Exactly. So what I do, I sit down with an individual, a group, an organization, and we look at what are your financial goals, what are you doing about them? Because if you have a goal and you're not doing anything about it, then you definitely are not going to achieve it. Then we look at how do we use the platforms that are there, mostly the government securities, financial planning and management to help you even achieve your goals. So that's where that's what I do.
Wow. Yeah. And you know, when you mention about financial goals, it's sad to note that some people, we live with no financial goals.
Absolutely.
provided a day moves, a day comes,
Yeah,
you know,
you're paying
I'm able
bills.
to, yes, to pay bills. And I think, after all, what do I want?
True,
You know?
true. Yeah, sure.
And it's unfortunate that maybe some of us are missing opportunities because of that.
Exactly.
Because we don't realize the need of these financial goals.
Exactly.
So you're talking of individuals. Do people really recognize that need, or do you have to go and inform them or tell them this is what we have?
You know, most of the time, especially for young people, because we are starting from there.
Yes.
People who are in campus looking forward to go to employment, then you get your first job.
Yes.
And you know, life starts moving faster than you
fast.
probably thought.
Yes.
You know, you have money, and you probably didn't even have much plan for the money.
Yes.
So you find yourself spending here and there. The first year goes second year.
Yes.
So definitely, you know, life catches up with you at some point.
Yes.
Because at some point you start getting commitment. So we go back to where, you know, it matters the most. Before you even get that job, before you even get that money that you're expecting, do you even have a plan? Then what is the plan?
Yes.
And does that plan have objective? For instance, if that is, I have a goal to buy or to do something, what is it that I am doing towards that?
Towards that.
So that now it is, I will not be surprised that 1, 2, 3 years down the line, I was not able to achieve that.
It's possible.
So what I would encourage people, and what I usually do, is that financial goals have to be planned for deliberately. It is a deliberate plan.
Yes.
The way you plan to do other things. The way you, for example, plan in the next 2, 3 years, I'm going to finish my degree. And for me to do that, I have to study, to attend classes, to do what I am doing.
Yes.
You actually have to do that for financial goals. Otherwise, you will find too many bills competing with your money.
Yes.
Or you have money that you didn't plan for, and you are caught by surprise.
Yes.
And you are not able to achieve anything. Yes.
John, thank you so much for that information. And I think people need to learn how to start planning as early as when they start working.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm eager to learn about behavioral finance. You know, when you mentioned that, I was like, oh my God, what is all this? Can you explain what that is?
Okay. So behavioral finance is, in a nutshell, the psychology behind the choice of financial choices.
Oh, okay.
Because there is a psychology behind why you chose to buy that blue blazer. There is a psychology behind why you chose to live in the estate where you live. There's something that triggered you or influenced you.
Yes.
It could be something that you know or something that you don't know.
Yeah.
So then how do we inculcate things like culture, lifestyle, things like those ones, and how do they impact on our finance and investment decisions? It is the difference between why one person or two people will be working in an organization, earning the same salary. One is always in debt.
Yes.
The other one is always lending to the other person.
Yes.
It's basically behavior, psychology, choices, things like those ones.
Wow.
So we go back to the why.
The why.
Yeah, why that lifestyle? Why that choice? And that's what behavioral finance is all about. Yes.
So when you meet someone and you're trying to explain to them, be it employees, be it business owners, where you're interacting with, you are trying to help us to understand the why.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, because sometimes you find someone who even wants to invest.
Yes.
Why?
But they don't have a reason.
Exactly. Why? Because if the why is not strong enough, the investment will not be sustained.
Wow, amazing. We are going to take from there. We need to take a short break. Please don't go far. You need to learn the behavior that is guiding your decisions in matters of finance. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. Don't go far. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Empower. We focus on people and workplace. And we were discussing, John, about this behavior that influences decisions in finance. Yeah?
Yes.
Why is it so important to be concerned about behavior that you have to concentrate on it as an investment manager?
Yeah. I'll tell you something.
Yes.
Choices have consequences. And you can only choose an action.
Yeah.
An action chooses the consequences for you.
Oh,
you cannot choose the consequences
you don't
for
choose
yourself.
Consequences. You're right.
So if we don't treat the choice, we may not be able to treat the consequence.
Yes.
If, for example, I have to achieve my financial goals,
yes,
then I have to ask, figure out what are some of the things that I need to start doing. Do I probably need to make sacrifices here and there?
Yes.
Do I need to seek help from a professional? Do I need to understand what are some of the avenues that I need to invest in?
Yes.
So it is that understanding of, why is it that I am doing this, that I go back to what are the enablers of me achieving that financial goal.
Yes.
That's why behavior is very, very important. Behind every purchase is a psychological trigger.
Yes.
Behind every association, like in peer groups, things like those ones,
yes,
there are psychological triggers to that. And for us now to be able to help or to be able to say, we are sitting down with Beatrice, can we draw down, can we draw your financial goals for the next 10 years?
Yes.
There are things you will have to part with, there are things you will have to do differently, and that will come, most of them will come to behavior.
Wow. And most of the time, maybe I'm not ready to leave.
Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes
yes,
we want to be Eliud Kipchoge.
Yes.
But we don't want to go to the training that he does when we can't see him. We just want to see you win.
And win, yes.
But now what goes behind the scene is even more. So that's now what we treat.
Yes.
These sacrifices, these behaviors,
yes,
these changes, these habits, this, change of mind. That's now what we treat.
Wow.
That's now what we address. That's now what we discuss. And most of the time, you know what, Beatrice? Most of the time, people know what they are ailing from. You sit down with someone and tell you, I think I overspend on entertainment.
On this, yes.
But now the choice of, can you now cut down on that so that now you're able to achieve one or two things?
Yes.
Now that's where now we need to tighten so that you can be able to achieve that goal you have.
Doesn't mean maybe what comes to mind is it that we don't know. Most of the time, maybe we are not aware. And that is why we make some decisions that are not really right.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe they take us to some other directions.
Yeah.
Maybe we are not aware. And you see the way you're explaining it, unless you explain that to me.
Very true. Very, very true.
For me, I'll be buying and thinking, I just need
it's just life.
Yes.
Exactly.
Later when I do my maths, it's when I realize, I went to town, I spent 10,000. How?
How was that? Exactly. And the way you are saying is that sometimes people are not aware. And the reason why you're not aware is because in the first place, there was no goal.
Oh, yeah.
There is no guiding goal. Because when there is no goal,
yes,
even if you are moving fast, speed is not an advantage where a goal is not there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you will just be moving and cover a lot of distance.
But
in the end, where are you going?
I'm just tired.
You are just tired. You are exhausted.
Yes.
You are broke. But what did you achieve with it? So that's where now you are saying that sometimes people are not aware. And that's why, as I mentioned, we go back to, for example, when you're getting your first job or where you are working at right now.
Yes.
What are your goals? And are you committed to those goals? Can you prove commitment? Because proof of commitment, sometimes it's sacrifices. It's, I am doing 1, 2, and 3 things.
Yes.
Like any other goal, there has to be, I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
yes,
for me to get there. Yes.
Wow. Now, when I think about employees, and most of the time, like when we start working, you may not be having so much. Okay. That is according to your own assessment.
True.
And some of the excuses that we have for not investing or having those financial goals and following on them is because maybe I say this money is not enough. So are there options that can favor any caliber of staff when it matters of investment?
Now, let me start by saying this.
Yes.
Investments and savings are not a function of how much you have.
Oh.
Because even the Bible says, the one who can be trusted with little will be trusted with much. the same way you cannot plan for the little that you have.
Yes.
Even if you have much, you will not be able to plan for it. Because what happens, people expand standards of living as they climb up the ladder.
Yes.
So now you move from a bed sitter to a 2-bedroom in a nice house.
Because my pay has gone up.
Has gone up. So instead of adjusting your goals to fit within your earning capabilities, so there is no day you will have enough money to invest. There is no day you will have enough money to save. So I always say that you can start, and you need to start right from where you are, because there are options out there for everyone at any given level.
Wow.
Yes. For instance, when we are talking about savings and options for someone to be able to save, there are probably things like money markets in the market. And some of them have very little minimums.
Yes,
you can start from very low.
Yeah.
So you can't say I'm waiting until I get a certain
I get 50,000 that central bank.
Yeah, that is not, exactly, that is not in use.
Yes.
Sometimes now what we come in to tell you is what are now those options. Yeah, because sometimes you're too busy with your work, you probably don't know them. So we come and tell you can do this, you can do this. There are these options for you.
Yes.
They can fit in your financial budgets right now, and you grow up the ladder. So right where you are, there you can start there.
Oh, yeah, because I know the challenges we face, especially young people in the workplace.
Yeah.
We are even towards the end of the month, we have nothing. And whether you just set aside 1,000, or you didn't set aside, you still not be having the 1,000.
Exactly.
So the best thing is just to decide and start somewhere.
Exactly, because you are better off not having money, but knowing that you have secured your tomorrow. Yes. Because you made that a little sacrifice. So if you don't have money right now, and you put it somewhere in a circle, somewhere in a money market, then you're not the same thing as someone who doesn't have because they ate everything. Yes.
Now, other than just feeling like I have very little money, what are other reasons that make people not actually even invest?
One is actually thinking that I need to get to a certain level for me to be able to start investing. So they are waiting. And that day never comes.
Waiting. Yes.
It never comes because bills grow.
My lifestyle, my lifestyle, the house, the school.
Friends. You even change your friends.
The place where I go.
Exactly. Some people even change churches. I mean, associations and all that. So you find that you want to keep up. I am earning this, so this is how people who earn this live. So the fact that you are waiting for a day that is not coming is a reason enough for you not to start from where you are. Sometimes it's because people they don't know options.
Yes, they don't know
people
options,
are so busy with their careers. And sometimes it will take someone who is a professional in that field to come and tell you, oh, Beatrice, by the way, you can put in something in the money market. Beatrice, by the way, you can put in something in a treasury bill. There is a bond coming. Nowadays, you can actually be able to invest in things like Euro bonds. There are many, many options. So number two is because people don't know that there are these options. Number three, people have lost money previously.
It's
been
true.
Scammed, right, left, and center. So the fear of, will I put in my money there and lose all of it? I think I am better off eating it. So sometimes because of that. But of course, what I normally say that everything that has a fake has a genuine. So it's only now looking at what are the genuine. So you look at for a professional, because imagine if today you needed medical assistance, and there was one surgeon and a guy who has done first aid. You definitely can't go to someone who has done first aid. He will go to a surgeon. It's the same thing. You go to a professional, and the thing is, the professional may charge you.
That is it.
So be again willing to sit down, learn, be guided by someone probably who has done that.
It's quite interesting. Someone was telling me, a very young man, he was telling me, we were talking about saving, and he actually brought for me a clip to show me someone who was saying, if you save $1 million, then you die. Well, that money goes. So take care of yourself now. So So he's justifying the reason
why you should eat all the money.
Yes, because you don't know the tomorrow.
Yeah,
you don't know tomorrow will I be there? You know, such reasons.
Sure.
And it's very interesting.
Very interesting, and especially it's very common with young people.
Yes.
They only use YOLO. You only live once.
Yes, you live now.
But you know what? Even the Bible says that to man belongs plans. So if you're not planning, you're not doing what man should do. And planning is all around, financially, career. I mean, it's basically inherent in you to plan.
Yes.
Number two, if you eat the seed today, what will you eat tomorrow? If you eat the seed today, then definitely tomorrow you go to God and God will tell you, I gave you the seed. Where did you take it?
Yes.
So you need to know what is for bread and what is for seed, what is for eating and what is for planting.
You're right.
Because as much as we are living today and tomorrow we may not be very sure. Doesn't even the Bible say a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children?
Yes.
So what are you leaving for a story that you...
So even if I'm not there, someone else can benefit.
Exactly.
But it's quite unfortunate that those are things that people are circulating and actually speaking about.
Unfortunately,
that you don't need to.
Yeah, true. These are things that... you listen to, but you filter.
Yeah,
you decide, this is not mine. I have a legacy to live.
Yes.
I have tomorrow. I have to plan.
Yes.
So that what I am planting today, I will eat tomorrow. And even if I'll not be there, there will be dependence or people will eat from that.
You're right.
Yeah.
Now, other than being a salesperson and a person that loves to interact with people. If I want to do investment or to be in the investment industry, what should I do as a young person, maybe who is aspiring to be like you? What would I do? So
number one is definitely you need the prerequisite training because for you to be a professional, you definitely have to have the background. The academic background in any profession. So assuming someone wants to come into the space we are in, they would need to have that background training in tertiary levels of education. Then when you're looking for a job, you look for a job or you get a job in that field so that you can have the experience. Because some of the things that we train on are as a result of experience. We have seen what's happening. Or you have interacted with a certain group of people. So you need the background, you need the experience, and it's not very difficult. Nowadays you can even go online. You know, there are many things that you can learn from genuine online platforms where you can teach yourself some of these things. Yes. Wow, amazing. I know we're almost closing the program. Someone has been listening to you and they want to know this young man. He's just talking and looking like it's so easy. What did you tell them before you close the program? Let me close by saying this, that as I mentioned, there is no perfect time for you to start investing. There is no perfect time for you to start planning. You need to start right where you are with the little that you have. Don't wait until you have a lot because it might not come. And that a lot will come as a result of planning. So start right where you are. You look for a professional who is in that field to help you understand what are the options for you there. And investments and savings are budgeted for. Most of the time we save or invest what remains. It should be the other way around. You should plan for it just like you plan for your expenses so that now you can have that discipline, that commitment to be able to do this every day. So right from where you are, you can get started. Amazing. Thank you so much, John. You know, I wish we could just do it, as you say, and start today. Sure. I challenge us to go tonight and try and see, you know. And I love the aspect of budgeting for it. Because most of the time it's like you've taken care of all other expenses. Now, imebaki. So let me put this. Exactly. Wow, thank you so much. It was great to interact with you. Looking forward to see you again. My pleasure. I believe you learned. And wherever you are, you're running your own business, you're employed, you're an employer, please tonight can you just spare some time and just look at what you can invest? It is quite important. My name is Beatrice. Chuchu. God bless you. See you next week.